Welcome to the Entrepreneur Show. Today is episode 11. He is the CEO of Generate Growth, a seasoned content creator and director, and a Dubai real estate advisor for the past 11 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me Bardia Amin. Bardia, welcome to the Entrepreneur Show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
It's a pleasure to finally have you.
Yeah, thank
You're
you.
one of the most, let's say, talked about people in the scene right now.
Really?
Yes, sir. No,
Okay.
in regards to what you're doing, I've seen most of the content that you're doing for your company. And to be honest, I love the creativity in it, especially that latest one that you've done with the Italian music in a restaurant. And like you have some guy coming to you like for leads.
That was an ad. Me and my boy Sam just had come back from Colombia. Was in Colombia for a month. That was actually an ad. So instead of a drug deal, narco
Exactly.
steam, it was a service deal that I'm selling the service to him.
So tell us
narco
more.
style.
Where do you get these ideas from, or what's the idea behind all this creativity?
We just came back from Colombia on that one.
Okay.
And we had just visited El Barrio Pablo.
All right.
And I'm a big fan of the Narco series.
Okay.
So specifically for that. In terms of creativity, I don't know. I really don't know. I
So-
really don't know.
Whatever ideas just
It
come,
just pops
you
out.
go ahead with it.
Yeah, it just pops out. I've always been very good with photography. Like every time me and my boys, girls, whatever, we doing something, and I take pictures for Instagram for stories of them, I'm usually one of the best ones for us to take because I really understand symmetry, angles, how to get everything in one picture, all of that. I'm very good at that. So I'm a guy that pays a lot to detail, everything. You know, clothing, anything, matching, interior design. You could say I'm an interior designer. I've designed numerous projects, my own apartments, etc. So I pay a lot of close attention to detail. And I think that goes hand in hand with visual stuff and creativity. I think that's it, but I don't know. And of course, I love real estate. If you told me to do a diaper commercial, I don't know how I was gonna be creative. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love real estate and I know what's going to sell real estate visually.
Of course.
And
Now,
I
you have
think-
11 years of experience there, that's why, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we dive into that, I just want to introduce to everyone. Bardia has been in Dubai for almost 11 years. He's been working in real estate, and then recently he started his own content creation company. It's called Growth Generate by Bardia.
Yeah.
And you guys should definitely check out. I'll keep the links for you down below. You need to check it out, see the ideas they have. If you're looking to run any campaigns or you're looking for any good content ideas, you should definitely check them out. They'll
you so
definitely be
much.
there for you.
Thank you so
Now,
much.
before we get into business and before we get into the whole story, let's go back and find out who's Bardia, who he is, what he's done.
Everyone's like, I know you are Persian. It's true. My parents are from Iran.
Okay.
I'm born in Iran. We moved to Sweden when I was 5 years old. I've lived in Sweden more or less my whole life. I'm cut from that cloth. I did 4 years in London. I went to Kingston University, studied business management, and I opened my eyes for the world. And then, what happened then? I moved back home. Then I moved to Stockholm, which is the capital of Sweden, because I'm from Gothenburg, which is on the west coast, the second largest city in Sweden.
Okay.
And then from nowhere, my mom said, why don't you meet us in Dubai? I came to Dubai. I fell in love with Dubai, and then I moved to Dubai. And I had a little tint over at a little Sprint tint, whatever you want to call it, in Orlando.
Okay.
I got headhunted to a company in Orlando when the oil crash was here in 2016. So I kind of left Dubai for a couple of years, but I was still active on Property Finder. I was still looking like, okay, how much is that 02 Viewport going for now? How much is that 04 Viewport going, Aurora going for now? The units that I used to sell and rent, I was still in tune with the market. I was still on Property Finder more or less every day for all of those years that I was away. So I was still in the market, but from outside as a fan, right? So I kept myself updated with the market, and I just saw Off-Plan took a crazy, you know, like we didn't have Damak Hills, we didn't have Dubai Hills, we didn't have Creek.
Nothing.
I mean, 2013 to 16, everyone was selling Palm Jumeirah. We didn't have
Marina.
West Palm Beach.
That's it, yeah.
We didn't have West Palm Beach. Remember, like 5 Palm was Viceroy before
yeah.
Viceroy turned into like these are those days.
Yeah.
We didn't have no Nikhil Mall.
True.
The hottest ticket back then was Oceana and Tiara on the Palm.
true.
You
That's
see what
true.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was like front end. They were selling plots. They were buying plots directly from Nikhil. There was no villas done on front end.
Yeah.
None of these villas was being demolished and rebuilt and sold at 100 million. This wasn't happening back then. So we used to walk into Signature Villas and Atrium Entries and all of these villas that felt kind of outdated then already. So yeah, what do I do about me? I just start drifting off to real estate. What do? I live in Dubai. I love Dubai. I love real estate. I'm doing what I do. I got 2 parents that I care for a lot. No siblings.
You're an only child.
Yeah, my brother passed away, so I've been the only child for the last 24 years. Yeah, yeah. That's a long time ago. But is there anything specific?
Have you made peace with it?
Of course, 24 years. You have to make peace with it.
So
life sucks.
Let's go back. Let's just focus on your childhood up until high school.
Okay.
How was that like?
Amazing.
Tell us more, please.
I think everyone's childhood determines their future, and their childhood is heavily related to their parenting, their parenting experience. My mom and dad, everyone loves their mother, everyone loves their father. But as we grow older, we can look back and be like, okay, my dad was not good at this, my dad was good at that, my mom wasn't. You see what I'm saying? If you're being really honest with yourself and remove the pride. There's nothing my mother and father did that was wrong. Nothing. My father asked me a couple of years ago, I think 2 years ago, he asked me, do you think I was a good father? Because he's older now.
Yeah.
So he's obviously way more humble. He's touching 70. I'm like, Dad, you was the best father ever. You took me to every basketball practice. You took me to every football practice. You supported everything I did except rap music. You just didn't support that whole lifestyle, rapping and all of that stuff. But everything else, you was there for me. They supported me financially when I lived to London, because I couldn't live in a 5-bedroom house with 6 other students. I couldn't. So they helped me financially sustain a rent for myself in a studio apartment, in a 1-bedroom apartment. So I think, that's it. My childhood was amazing. There's nothing. It was just great. A house full of love. There was always food on the table.
God bless.
Everything was amazing. Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about that.
And
no childhood traumas.
How was school for you?
School was amazing, but I was a wild one. I wasn't the guy in the front. I was the guy in the back drawing on the tables.
But when it came to like examinations and tests, were you like a top student or?
No, I was an average student, and I was one of those ones that I was messing around for 9 months, and then when exam time came, I did a 2-week of hectic 24/7.
I know exactly how it is. Trust me.
I was one of those.
I failed my IGCSEs, 7 Fs.
No
honestly.
way.
I failed school.
You went to you lived in London?
No, here in Dubai.
Oh, really?
I went to a British school here.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Egypt.
You're Egyptian?
Yes, sir.
Alexandria, Hurghada?
Cairo. Yeah. Okay, so we both failed high school. I personally hated school. I used to wake up every day in the morning and say, you know what? I'm going to get onto the bus. And before the minute the bus reaches school, I'm going to jump out of the fence and I'm going to go spend a day outside. We're going to go to a petrol station. We're going to chill. We're going to go to a network. We're going to play some computer games. And when it's home time, I'm going to run back to the school, jump the fence, get back on the bus, and head home. 9 months during my final year, grade 12. 9 months I'm doing this. I was not surprised that I have failed. But my parents were super shocked. They went to the headmaster and they were like, how come he failed? And he was like, he didn't come to school for 9 months. And they were like, how come? We thought he came every single day. And then he started showing them the letters, which I personally wrote and signed, that I'm sick and I can't attend school. So for me, school was honestly a waste of time. Because they want to teach you something that you need to memorize. Yeah. And then you need to go and
They train you to become good employees.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's what school is about.
Thank you.
Train you.
But for example, school in Sweden, was it the same?
Yeah.
So it was the same mindset.
Sweden is a socialistic country.
Okay.
Right? Sweden is a socialistic country, and in my opinion, Sweden is more communism than socialism. They front socialism. So in communism, you want people to obey and just work for you, right? For the government. So Sweden is very much so. You go to school, and I mean, the whole system is set up in a way that if you are a driving person that got goals and ambitions and want to set up companies, your tax bracket increases within certain increments, meaning that they are willing to put your dreams down so you can go and be an employee.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So even if you have
my friend Daniel is here, he can tell you about it. But if you have a good, let's put it this way, if you're a company owner in Sweden and you're doing very, very well, easily, if you include all the taxes, there's different taxes, and all the charges. You get taxed for hiring people. You get taxed for hiring people, for being an asset to the government so people can have something to do. You're being taxed for it.
So how are they actually encouraging
Let's put it this
people
way.
to
In
work?
Sweden, let's put it this way. In Sweden, I'm going to translate this into dirham so everyone
please.
understands. For every 100 dirham that you make, 27 is actually yours. The rest
Seriously?
is fees, VATs, and taxes. Yeah.
But you
These
cannot
are
claim,
statistics.
you
This
cannot
is not
claim
from-
it in any other way.
Nah. There's loopholes like every other system,
Yeah.
but those loopholes are minimal. So coming back to what you said about schooling, yeah, you have to have a certain schooling in order to accommodate people to choose that lane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
But at least they do give you, they do give something back, right?
They give something back. But let's put
healthcare,
it but yeah,
education.
but let's put it this way. There's a gentleman, local gentleman here in Dubai. I saw a reel with him maybe 6 months ago, a year ago, I don't know, some time ago. And he goes, I don't understand how people pay taxes in Europe, right? He said, you're basically paying 50% tax. He was just making a generalization, but
Yeah.
that's very accurate, right? 50% tax. That's basically working 6 months out of the year for free, right? And what do you get in return, he said. And this is so factual what he said, because me and my dad's been talking about if we did not pay any tax in Sweden and everything was privatized as it is in Dubai, how much would those taxes equivalent to the fees that you have to pay from your pocket for schooling, for industry, for pension, for your kids, etc. Does that really weigh out? No, it doesn't. It's more beneficial to be here in a tax-free country. Because the fees for schooling and children and that is still, if you look at a year-on-year basis, is still lower than the tax you would pay over there.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. What you get back is this. You have a broken leg. You go to the emergency, you might wait 6 hours before someone attends you because they're limited resourced.
Okay.
Here, if I get sick, if he gets sick, we go to Saudi German hospital, whatever hospital you go
instant
to,
attention,
you
yeah.
pay whatever, 200, 300, 400 dirham, whatever it is.
Oh no, you pay 50 dirhams if you
There
go
you
on
go,
medical
50
insurance,
dirhams,
yeah.
and you get attended within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes, I'm exaggerating. Attended.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'd select this any time of the week of Sweden. Sweden and Europe, in my opinion, is they live on their success 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that anymore.
And was that the main reason you chose to leave?
No. My mom and dad said, I left because my mom and dad said, let's meet somewhere. I'm very tight with my parents, and we hadn't had a holiday together for years. And they were somewhere, I can't remember where they were in Europe, on a holiday. And I told them, why don't we go to New York so me and my father can go and watch basketball? We're both big on basketball.
All right.
He played in the Iranian national team, and I've played in the Swedish national team for under 21s. Yeah.
All right.
Both big on basketball. My mom and dad start talking about flights, yada, yada. Why don't we meet in Dubai? Me being brainwashed by Western society and Western media, Arabs, terrorism, what am I going to do there? Camels, desert, whatever, right? So I had this little ick for Arabic countries, like many Westerners do due to the media, right? My mom convinced me, I came, fell in love. Been here for a week, I saw all the cranes. At that point, I think 60% or 50% of all the cranes in the world was here, fell in love. This is March 2012.
Okay.
This is March 2012. We went to Medina, Jumeirah.
Yeah.
I was just in love. Anyway, about a year after, 11 and a half months later, I just decided to move because my eyes started opening up for real estate at that point. I wasn't even into real estate before that. I was trying to find my way in life.
So what did you study for? Where did you go for university?
I went to university in Kingston, in London. I studied business management. Very generic, very broad. You can do whatever, right?
But did you know at that point what you wanted to do?
No idea. At 24, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I went to uni at 24. I started a bit late. No idea.
Why did you go to uni?
I went to uni because I wanted to make my mom and dad proud. That was their biggest, they wanted me to go to uni.
So it's just for them?
No, I was a bit of a troubled child back in Sweden. I was a little bit wild. I was a little bit on the streets. And I was, I think my mom and dad were a little bit concerned that, okay, we've lost one son. We got one son remaining, and he seems to be a wild one. Let's remove him from this atmosphere.
The UK is not safer, man. Like, I'm
UK
sorry.
2004 was amazing.
Let me tell you something.
But UK 2004 was amazing. Depends on area.
2005.
Depends on area.
I graduated high school. I dropped out of high school 2005. And one of my very good close friends, he decided to go to uni in the UK.
Yeah.
Less than 6 months later, his body was found dead under a bridge, under a river.
I'm very sad to hear that, but that can happen anywhere. That's not London's fault.
100%.
Depends where he was, at what time.
100%.
I mean...
But is it one of the safest cities to go to, especially if you're a troublemaker? Come on.
Absolutely not. But when you leave Sweden, where I was in my life at that phase, going to university and being surrounded by people with ambitions and goals, that is enough for you to make a shift. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course, Brixton at that point, and Streatham and Clapham and all of these areas. Of course, South London wasn't a safe place. But who goes there 3 in the morning? I've been there for KFC 3 in the afternoon. Everything is fine.
Yeah,
and it depends. If you look for trouble, you'll find trouble. If you don't look for trouble, you're not going to find trouble. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be wise where you walk and where you don't walk. But London is a huge place. There's way more communities in London that are safe than not safe.
So what traits in your character and personality have you gained from your university studying time or period?
Being around so many different nationalities, soaking up so much different cultures. And when you travel around the world and when you jump from one place to another when it comes to staying there for a while, like I did 4 years in London, going central London, then going out to Kingston for my middays, and then weekends, going back to central London, you just become street smarter. You become more wise. You become commercially opened. You get more, you get projected. It's one of the major cities of the world. So you get projected everything. So of course you're going to grow from that. And I'm from Gothenburg. It's a small place.
Is that something that you did not gain back in Sweden?
No. No. I mean, I gained that only through London.
Okay.
London opened my eyes. If I never moved to London, I would probably be stuck in Gothenburg now and being limited, not knowing what my potentials are because of society. 100%.
Okay.
The more you travel, people say, I want to become a billionaire. I tell people, I'd rather die broke and visit 150 countries. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
The more you travel, the more experienced you are, the more knowledgeable you are. We can walk into a room, me and you now, with a bunch of billionaires that never want to travel. They just been to 10 places, but they got 60 mansions, 100 cars.
They're not enjoying their lives.
But who are they going to pay attention to when we start talking about traveling?
Yeah, of course.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So traveling is the real wealth of life, in my opinion. The more places you've been to, the more different types of foods you've had, the more understanding you understand behind food cultures, the more you understand about forestry, history, the more you have knowledge about that completely blows out any materialistic BS in this world. My opinion. That's my opinion.
We're putting this on.
Listen,
right,
I'm not
like
aiming,
that.
like I've said this myself before, like I'm aiming. I want to visit 100 countries before I go.
And how many have you been to so far?
31. Okay. 31. Something like that.
Okay, that's a fair number.
Yeah.
So after uni, you left London. You went back to Sweden for a while.
Yeah, I went back to Sweden.
And that's when you took the decision with your parents, like, let's get out.
Yeah.
They also wanted to get out.
No. I just came to Dubai to see them for a week on a family holiday.
All right.
And I ended up moving here a year after.
Just a year after?
Yeah, 11 and a half months after. Wow. I had a girlfriend at the time, and I told her, and we were quite serious. We were like 2 or 3 years in. And I told her, look, if you want to move to Dubai, come, let's go on a holiday to Dubai. I love it. I want to move there. I want us to move there. If you say, no, I don't want to move there, I don't want to lose you, and I'm not just going to leave you and go, right? So she liked it as well, and we ended up moving. We're not together anymore, but that was where my head was at that point.
Were you ever married at any point?
No, never married, never proposed to anyone, don't have any children.
Okay.
That's my biggest downfall when it comes to women.
Why would you say that?
Because I've lost 2 amazing women in my life due to the fact that they wanted kids and I didn't want to have kids. And what's a true desire for a woman, regardless of what social media in today's modern day world say, when it comes to how we're wired? Every woman wants a family, right?
But some of them don't.
Nah, that's what they say.
When
they're pregnant, they think a second time.
I'd like to argue that, if you give me a chance. Okay, so based on what I know and based from what I've heard, and I've heard this from a lot of women, most of them are afraid because they said, we don't want to get pregnant because first of all, we're going to get out of shape or our body might be damaged or there's a risk I might die.
Yeah,
so some of them are afraid for that reason, which is completely understandable.
Okay.
Second, they say, some of us, we're going to start loving our children more than you. You're no longer going to become the priority, and my love to you is so strong, I don't want to lose you. Some of them say that. Okay,
What they say and what they do are two completely different things.
100%.
When a woman is 35 years old and she's pregnant and she doesn't have any children, she's gonna give it a deep thought. Even the one that been against having a child her whole life. My body and all of that.
But
It's a human feminine instinct.
only if she's given security, only if she's given a man who makes her feel that
That,
you're safe.
Of course.
that you're taken
That's
care
a part of
of,
the
I'm
equation.
here for you,
That's a
100%.
part of the equation. But you would not believe how many girlfriends I have back in Sweden, friends that just wanted a child because they're running out of time biologically. That decided to actually keep the kid, even though things were really, really shaky with the boyfriend of like a year ago.
Yeah, but you see that happening now.
100%.
You see that nowadays. I see it everywhere.
Listen, what people say and what people do, not just women, everyone, it's two completely different things.
But you lost 2 partners.
Yeah, they really wanted to have children.
That meant a lot to you.
Not that they meant a lot to me, but my ambitions are bigger than, creating a family. Me, personally, But remember, this was also years ago. I just turned 44 last weekend.
Okay.
So I'm 44 years old, So you think different for every 5 years,
100%.
right? At that point, I wasn't ready, And the other one wanted when I was like 27. I'm 27. You want to start working. And you know how it is as men. We're not given no value until we produce the value. Exactly. You have to produce the value. You cannot produce value and become a better person and know what you're going to do with your life and how you're going to learn the loopholes and how you're going to make money and monetize whatever you decided to go into. You need to A/B test 150 times before you find the it factor for you, right? Having a child, juggling those 2 medicine balls, to me, impossible. So I decided to take the easy route, work on myself, and that's about it.
And do you think this is cultural in any way? Because, for example, let me tell you this: in
100%.
In the Arab world, if your kid is 21 plus, get him married.
Of course.
Now, straight up, get him married.
Yeah.
If he thinks of leaving his wife, no, keep them together. Do everything to keep them comfortable.
Yeah.
Let him get married so he doesn't around,
100%.
basically.
But you're forgetting one thing.
What?
To answer your question, 100%, this is called, I'm from Sweden. It's an extremely liberal country. Scandinavia, Australia, and Canada are probably the most liberal country.
Yeah, I agree.
With LGBT, HDTVQ, and all of that nonsense, right? It's very, very liberal. You have a point in that. But what the secondary thing that you said about if you're 21 years old in the Arab community, you have to understand that comes from our parents.
Yes.
That's not going to be you when you're 60.
No way.
Because you're in the digital era. You've traveled more than your
I'm
parents.
not married.
You see what? No, I'm just saying that if you fast forward time 20 more years, even locals, Saudis, Egyptians, doesn't matter where you're from.
Yes.
With digitalization, with traveling, with experiences of the world, with everything, because the world is not a bunch of countries anymore. The world is one place now, right? So I think people's perception of all of these cultural things will evolve and change.
But this might affect us. Like, come on, if you think about it this way, we're going to be, like, let's say 20 years from now, most guys are going to be in their 50s and they're like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to commit
That's
yet.
that's already happened. If you look at certain stock markets, certain stocks, that's already happened. And we go into that direction.
Seriously.
You look at wine. Look at stock for wine in 2015 compared to 2023. Red wine. Look at cat accessories, cat food. Because they've predicted by the year of 2035, there's huge investments going into these 2 fields. By the year of I don't know if I'm 100% right on the years, but by the year of 2033 or 35, over 60% of all men and women that are under the age of 40 years old will be single and have no kids. That's the direction of the world we're going at. And what do women do usually when they get emotional and they're by themselves? They drink wine and have cats.
Get a cat.
And a lot of money is being pushed into it. We're talking Wall Street level.
I understand.
We're talking funds. You see what I'm saying? So they've already projected that, what's going on. And deep, meaningful relationships and loyalty is a very, very hard thing to come by. I usually say this. Relationships are not meant to be. They're just rented. In today's modern world.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually say this.
So
boyfriends are not the woman's, and your girlfriend is not your girlfriend. She's rented.
And what's the rent?
The rent is, it's just your turn. Yeah. I don't think anyone sticks with any. I don't believe that people are as loyal as they say they are in today's modern world. Coming back to the cultural thing, when it comes to Egypt, yes, these countries, cool. Because it's a cultural thing to be loyal. It's just, that's just the way forward. But if we're looking at the Western societies, where I come from, I mean, how many shows do we have on TV that's about couples cheating?
Yeah.
How many shows do we have on TV? The objective of the show is to watch people argue on why they are cheating and with whom they are cheating with. That's
Trying
the
to
modern.
normalize it, yeah.
That's the modern world. You look at Instagram. That's micro. It starts with micro cheating, right?
Yes.
Every guy I know and every girl I know, they're following people that they shouldn't follow.
Oh, 100%.
They're adding people they shouldn't add. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's micro cheating. It
True.
starts with here.
True.
Cheating now to me is not just sleeping around. Cheating for me is 100 factors prior to that.
Starts with a text.
Thank you.
Honestly. Yeah.
Like, you have no business if you're in a serious relationship. You really don't have any business to be in any nightclub until 5 a.m. Weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend. You have no business being there. What are you looking for that you don't have at home? You see what I'm saying?
It's a fact.
Let's just keep it
It's
real.
a fact,
Let's just
yeah.
keep it real.
Yeah.
So, you know, women want to bash men. Men can bash women. Whatever the case is, the fact is fact, and that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, it's very unfortunate because I think men need women and women need men in order to be 100% fulfilled. That whole career thing and
But
working
that's just
24/7.
temporarily.
Of course. Of course.
So what's your perception on this?
On what?
Especially living in Dubai,
Yeah, I think it's very sad. Extremely sad dating scene.
isn't it? So you've been here for 11 years.
Not on and off 11 years.
Okay.
Totally accumulated would be 7 or 8. I was away for a couple of
Let's say
years.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
Have you found one?
Here in Dubai, no.
Never.
No. And I don't know too many people that met. I don't know too many people. There are always
There's
some.
a few. Yeah.
There's a few.
The lucky ones, let's call them.
We're talking percentages in singular, not plural. You see what I'm saying? But the majority, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to understand, right? It's a very career-driven place. And men are here. Men are here to, you know, try to make money or whatever the case is. And
Women too.
yeah, and here comes the bad part, right? What's the split between men and women? 70-30, right? Roughly, 69-31, whatever. Many of those guys are, you know, laborers, taxi drivers, whatever the case is. So if we look at the amount of women that are here and the amount of men that are considered marriageable men by these women, you know, it's very easy to get manipulated in Dubai.
100%.
A lot of people come here and after 2 years, they've completely changed. And who are easiest to manipulate, men or women?
Men.
I don't know.
It's easy.
Men are not emotional. Men are logical. It's very hard to manipulate a logical person. It's very easy to manipulate a emotional person.
Well, why do we see a lot of hot women just playing around with stupid guys that don't know how to think straight?
Because those stupid guys are taking care of them.
Thank you, and that's the majority of the country.
Yeah. But those guys are taking care of them because those guys have no game. And that's what the girls are looking for. That's what the women here are looking for.
And he doesn't
But this
mind.
is what I'm trying
He
to
doesn't
say.
mind
But this is
spending
what
all
I'm
his
trying
money
to
as long
say.
as
I've
she's
seen
happy.
so many women that I love. I like them. These are my friends. I've known them for years. They've completely changed from coming here wanting to actually date someone for real, until becoming just like the rest.
I'm happy this way. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the city will swallow you whole, all the materialistic things, you know, there's impossible is nothing, yada, yada, yada. You know, you see the glitz and the glamour. It's very easy to manipulate someone that is an emotional person. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a sad dating scene, very, very sad. I feel very bad for the men. I feel very bad for men because I know numerous real estate agents that are in their 30s, late 20s. They would love to come home to their girlfriend. They would love to come home to their girlfriend. They've had a long day.
Oh, yeah.
I know how hard it is to be an agent.
Yeah.
You're as good as your last sale. Sometimes if you don't sell for 6 weeks, you feel shit.
100%.
And you're struggling. And you're working extra hard. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but, you know, women have a very delusional mindset of who they want to be with. That guy doesn't exist. You want him to be loyal, but you want him to own this and own that and own him. I'm sorry, but the top 5 percentage performers of men are not loyal. Wake up.
And do you think that comes from the fact that they are all coming from countries where there were no values towards what a relationship is and how it should be? Or is it just because
That's
this
another
city-
very interesting topic that I didn't
know.
want to touch based on the masses of people living in Dubai. But yeah, that has a huge impact on that. We have to remember where certain people come from and what kind of cultures they come from. And certain countries, ex-communistic countries, you know, maybe from very, very early stages of life, the daughters get brainwashed into marrying someone rich that will take care of them. Certain countries, talking about Eastern European countries,
Yes.
I mean, it's a known fact, right?
Yes.
Whilst the men have to go out and do graveyard hours and graveyard shifts. So, of course, that has a huge, huge impact on that. But coming back to what you said, it's a very sad scene. At the same time, I know several real estate agents that are friends of mine now. We've shot videos together, you know. I can come up with like 5, 6 names of women. I love them. They're amazing girls. They're very humble. They're very polite, you know, and they're very career-driven. But I know deep down inside, and I've spoken to them numerous times about this, on set, off set, whatever, they would love to get involved with someone. But sometimes I'm with them and I'm like, what are you talking about? Wake up. Your demands are way above your pay grade. Your demands are insane. How can you expect this from a guy? You know? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
They're not making it easy.
No. That's the dating part. I don't know.
Okay, now let's get to business. So you came to Dubai
Yeah.
and you started in real estate?
Yeah. Immediately. The day after I landed on a Sunday. I was in a real estate company on Monday.
Which one?
Residence Dubai. It was a Swedish company by 2 Swedes.
Okay.
I found them via a mutual friend in Stockholm from my gym.
Oh, nice.
So I had a job the following day.
And how was the real estate market at that time?
At that time, it was booming because I came 2013, had a major crash in 2008.
Yeah.
Start picking up a lot around 2010, 2011. And 2013, from the time I moved, I remember the 2 bedrooms in full marina facing EMAs. At that point, we're going for like 2.4, 2.5.
No way.
At that point, listen to this, only 9 months or a year in. Not 2.4, 2.3, 2.4.
Okay.
About 9 months, 10 months, 11 months in, the pressure and the demand was so high. I'm thinking mainly, you know, Marina Promenade, Marina Keys, Al Sahab, on Park Island. They were up in 3 million. Talking, you know, 3 million after
Less
like
than
a
a year.
year. Yeah, we didn't have off-plan like that back then, right?
It wasn't
JLT
the
had
same.
tons of clusters that
Yeah.
wasn't built. And Palm Jumeirah, like you know, wasn't really what it is today.
No,
it
it's
was
not.
it was dead. There was nothing to do there.
Absolutely.
That was beautiful for families and just staying there. It wasn't a place you go to chill like everyone do now with Surf Club and Feb 30. That
yeah.
didn't exist. So it was booming. And I got into it fairly quickly. I started doing rents. And my first rent was an F-type in Al-Bazri.
So remember that.
I started to do, that was my first rent. That was my second week. And my week number 6, I did my first sale to a Nigerian gentleman that walked in with a 10% deposit in a black plastic bag into the office. And I just saw like, I think I sold it for 2,550,000. It was a 2-bedroom. And I just saw 255 grand of cash.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, at that point for me, that was a lot of money to see on the table. So, yeah, that was it. But then I left Palm and I teamed up with a guy named Michael Sharla. God bless him. I haven't spoken to him for years. I don't know what's going on with him. He left for LA and I left Dubai to go to Orlando in 2016. Me and him tagged up and teamed up. He said, listen, man, forget Palm. Come with me. You are good at this. I'm good at that. Let's work together. So I was banging phones. He was banging phones. He did Marina Promenade and EMAR 6. I was doing all the other EMARs, the Marina Keys and Al Sahabs. And I did a couple of those. We hand-selected the best units in Elite Residence and Princess Tower. So we got a couple of budget options.
Yeah.
Botanica, I was working on Botanica a lot. Skyview Tower, which I lived in, with Saruja's downstairs. So I actually saw from my balcony when they built Blue Waters Island. I got pictures where you can see these big boats, you know, push like hoovering up sand.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? So this was before Blue Waters Island was built.
Oh, wow.
This was when JBR wasn't traffic. This was when JBR was nice.
I used to drive my car. I used to have a Toyota FJ Cruiser
Oh.
back in 2012.
You're local.
I
You're
used-
local guy.
I used to drive to the beach in JBR, park
Yeah.
my car on the beach, open the trunk, and basically play some loud music, sit and have a barbecue and drink right on the beach, and that was allowed at that time. It was still back in the days. Before everything became so commercial as it is right now. There's no more public beaches. Right now, we only have 1 or 2 public beaches in the entire city.
I know.
Which is
It's
kind
sad.
of ridiculous. Yeah.
A lot of things are sad. We're talking about dating and stuff. We all know it's a sad dating
Oh,
scene.
yeah.
It's very unfortunate.
It is.
You know, sometimes I sound not very biased, but I just have to share my opinion.
100%.
That's sad. The dating part is sad. And in my opinion, the social part is a bit sad. People do not give people credit. It's a destructive competitive market, according to me.
yes.
I don't think it's a positive competitive market. Like, no one, like, in other countries, for example, in America and in the UK, if you're doing really good at something, instead of me on the low not liking you out of envious and jealousy, I try to befriend you to see what are you doing right that I'm doing wrong. Let me
can I learn?
Let
Yeah,
me learn from
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
That here, I've heard so many people talk bad behind my back because they can't do what I'm doing.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'm always nice to people, except if I'm with a client. Then I'm stressed and I'm kind of like arrogant and trying. I'm stressed. I want to work. I want to focus.
yeah.
But in sales centers, everyone want to come up and take pictures. I'm working, like, and they think I'm arrogant because I'm focusing on my client. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's sad, and also what you just said, the public beaches thing. I love Kite Beach, but we have no public beaches anymore.
Zero. Even half of Kite Beach became private when they started charging for the tanning beds and the umbrellas. Like, where can a person just go sit, enjoy some time on the beach by themselves, not
In
pay
nature.
anything? Thank you.
And what we're all blessed on this earth to have without
Exactly.
anything, nature.
Exactly.
You.
You can't,
You know what I'm saying?
You can't have that
I know,
anymore.
I know. It's sad. Yeah.
So after you went to the States and you came back, you decided to stay in real estate.
No, I went to the States and then I moved back to Sweden because that company, I got hired from a company called Turco Holidays. So Turco Holidays is today called Hotel Beds. So Turco Holidays is the guys that brokers the deals that you purchase on booking.com and hotels.com.
Okay.
So I was a key account manager there, but they promised me that if I go through all the stages and I do well the first 3 months, that I wanted to stay in America because I was into basketball. They promised me that they're gonna help out with the jurisdictional stuff and, you know, the visas and all of that. They kind of changed their mind. They wanted me to go to their London office and set up operations there for key account management, yada yada yada. I said, no, I'm going home. I got a bit pissed off because they never kept their side of the bargain.
Yeah.
So I got a bit pissed off. So I went back to Sweden, but my eyes was always on this market. You know, there's certain communities I haven't really put my eyes on because I just don't believe in those developers and those communities. But except that, you know, my eyes was constantly on the market. I joke about it and I say that I probably got more eyes on the market when I wasn't in Sweden than the agents that were in Dubai. I joke about it. I joke about it. I don't mean
think
no
it's a
harm
fact.
people. I'm not being arrogant.
I think it's
I
a
joke
fact.
about it.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but most of the agents nowadays, whatever company they're in, they only know a very few brokers, a very limited number of brokers that their company is pushing for, and these are the only brokers these are the only developers they know. They're only pushing for their projects. They're not pushing for anyone else.
Yeah.
So, but I'm very curious to know, why did you decide to leave? What was the drive? You wanted a new experience?
No.
You didn't see potential?
No. First of all, at that point, there was certain political stuff that we cannot control.
Okay.
Okay?
Understandable.
Certain countries, you know.
I get it.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's certain political things that you can't really control. It's based on where you're born.
100%.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
That was one of the factors. That was the key factor. The second factor was I didn't feel so sad about leaving because when that oil crash came in June 2015 and oil went from $110 a barrel to $55, and then January 2016, that $55 turned into $23, the infrastructure money really dried up. Do you remember that summer?
Yeah.
Really dried up. All of that booming was really shaky now. So many of the sales agents went over to rentals.
Yeah.
Right? And I was into sales. And who had the rental market on lock? The people that focused on rental.
Exactly.
Major, like the British companies are good at like rental team, sales
They
team.
specialize in
You
that,
see what I'm
actually,
saying?
yeah.
And secondary.
Yeah.
So, and then I got headhunted to this company. So I saw that as a break. I just didn't want to go back to Sweden. That's why I left Dubai. I never left Dubai because I didn't make it or I wanted to or I wasn't feeling home. It was a political stance that you being originally from Egypt or your parents or whatever, you know how it is based on politics, who's welcome in which countries and who's not.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Temporary though.
Unfortunately. But I was so fucking, excuse my language, I was so sad. I was so sad that based on where I've born, I feel that way. Like I feel that my main videographer, his name is Vincent.
Okay.
He's from India.
Yeah.
We all know how people get paid based on the nationality.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Based on that, I treat him like a Western expat. He gets offered offers left, right, and center, and we laugh about those offers. You see what I'm saying? And those offers are 3 times more than any other videographer gets in the city. But he still earns way more with me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about that whole thing that you can't control where you're from and political stuff and why you left Dubai. I view that situation as some of these people might view their life not being treated fair based on politics.
100%.
People take the hit for politics. We all know what's going on in the region as a comparison alignment.
Of course.
Who takes the hit? The general public. You get a president or you get someone that's going to control your country, you're part of them, you get the hit.
Exactly.
It's very unfortunate. So whatever we can do in our everyday lives to prevent people from really feeling that way, that they come from a certain part of the world that is not favorable according to politics, I think everyone should try to prevent that situation or that emotion going through that person's life because they already know what they're going through. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so.
So then you moved back to Dubai. And you still decided to stay in the same field?
No, I moved back to Dubai. I had a marketing agency similar to yours. Together with a previous partner of mine.
Okay.
Me and him bumped heads and we didn't really get along. And I had to break free from that and we part ways.
Why?
You know, when people don't hold their side. What happens in business?
No. I need to know details.
No, you don't. What happens in business? Why do guys usually argue over? 2 reasons. What's the number 1 reason?
Greed.
Money. Number 2 reason?
Stubbornness. Ego.
Women, right?
Women. Okay.
Yeah.
And that
In my case, it was only about the money.
And that came in between you guys.
Money, of course. If I tell you, if me and you gonna do a deal together now, right? And we agreed and we shook hands and we wrote contract that this deal, 50% is yours, 50% of mine.
That's it.
And then when you say, but I did more running, so I deserve 70.
No. We have an agreement.
That's what happened between me and him.
Okay.
That's what happened between me and him.
Okay.
Yeah. Still to this day owes me money.
But you still had a contract.
Doesn't matter though. I'm not gonna chase.
Okay.
I'm not gonna chase something and go through, legal systems and stuff.
Got you.
Why? I just don't want you in my life anymore. Done and dusted. I let karma deal with it.
Got you.
So what happened was I was like, okay, so what do I do now? And I had a client. I had my own marketing. And then I set up my own marketing agency called Generate. Okay. But it was a more generic marketing agency. It wasn't niched into real estate.
Okay, please tell me the whole journey.
This is 2 years ago. This is 2 years ago. So I was doing lead generation and I was doing sales coaching, right? And I have a CRM called GRM, which is my own CRM for automated messages and follow-ups and all of that kind of stuff. Now, what happened was I had a client, okay, that was pretty new in town, maybe 2 or 3 years, and he needed help with certain things. And he was deep into content, right? He was deep into content. But he wanted to run lead generation to London, Manchester, and Birmingham. But he wasn't very, very comfortable and very excited about his accent to market to those countries. You know how it is. People can, based on their accent, be a bit uncomfortable, right?
100%.
I said, bro, listen, it's all good. I felt him. I felt for him. I said, listen, give me a couple of days heads up. Let's try to find a time. I'll come and help you. Because you always said, man, your English is so good, yada, yada, yada. No problem. We go and do this shoot together. That's where I came up with the concept that I do now, the concept behind the videos.
Yeah.
2 people talking about the unit, asking questions or dissecting the unit together in a flamboyant, very charismatic, very energetic way. So I shot these videos by accident as a favor to a client. Come home, get them edited from his company. I'm like, listen, bro, can I see the videos? After like 5 days, he sent them to me and I'm like, man, this looks kind of cool. Showed it to my guy, Sam. Sam owns One Dot Agency. He designed my website. He goes, bro, just do this. And I showed it to a person that I was seeing. She's like, natural talent. So they sparked something in my head. And then I start looking for videographers, editors. Took me 300 applicants before I found one good.
Wow. Okay.
Come on, you know how it is. The quality of
I know the
videographers and
struggle.
editors in this city is
I
not
know the
very...
struggle. I know.
And there's a lot of empty promises from people, and they work super hard for 2 weeks, and then they start slacking. You know how it is.
100%.
Finding people like you is very, very hard, right? So that's
It's
how it
actually
started.
impossible.
So the service, that we call it internally, Greg, Generate Real Estate Growth, like the name Greg.
Yeah.
Service only been active since 25th or 28th of August, 2023.
Oh, wow.
It's only done a 1-year
It's a bit over a
anniversary
year now,
2 months
yeah.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm very happy because I've achieved a lot in this time. You know, I've had the pleasure to shoot, DMB's videos, Evolution's videos, Provident, Luai Al-Fakir that's turned into a friend, and I've had the privilege to work with these guys. I've worked with Christie's, their off-plan unit called Off-Plan Luxury, numerous smaller players that you might know. We have 6,680,
Oh, yeah.
but numerous smaller players
These
that
are the
maybe
licensed
not.
ones.
You see, yeah, exactly. But mine's have been licensed.
Yeah, okay.
So I've had the privilege to work with some really, really big names and shot some incredible villas, some incredible penthouses, and really perfected the off-plan content game, I would say, and yeah, so.
So you'd say the business of getting into content creation is one of the best ideas, let's say, in this decade.
Yes. If we're talking marketing. If we're talking marketing, yes.
Because from what I know, real estate agents in a year, if you're good at what you do, you'd make so much more money than if you have your own agency.
In my opinion, what was that? Sorry, if you're a real estate agent, what?
If you're an agent and you're really good at what you do, you'll be making at least 10 times more the money rather than having your own agency.
Your own real estate agency?
No, your own content creation agency.
You're talking about me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because you're an expert in both fields, I would like to say that.
Yeah.
Now, that one makes you shitloads of more money. That one, you help other people make money.
Some things are not meant to say.
I'm pretty sure you're not a prophet. You're not doing this for the love of helping others. Of course, at the end of the day, we all have goals that we want to achieve.
Yeah. But I'm pretty happy where I'm at in life.
That's great, and I'm glad
I'm
you're
very
there.
happy with my journey, and I'm very, very fortunate to be in this
But
position.
it's equal stress, right? It's equal stress.
It's a lot of stress. My
Running
boy
your
is
own
here.
marketing campaign and at the same
course.
time being an agent, it's the equal amount of stress.
Nah,
Really?
I wouldn't agree.
Why?
I think it's more stressful to be an agent. Way
Why?
more.
Why is that?
Because you have a market that's saturated. You have a market that's unfortunately, with a lot of people that don't know what they're doing, which means that the barrier for trust for you that know what you're doing goes up a lot with the client. You have a lot of buyers that I think are morally and ethically very, very bad people. You do a lot of hard work, and at the end of it, I hear this every day. At the end of it, what is your commission? I want discount, and based on your commission, that kind of talk.
Oh, kickbacks.
I think there's a lot of very unethical people in this game.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with such people. I got 2 university degrees. I come from a very nice background. I'm all around a very, very nice guy. I take care of everyone with whatever resources I have. I don't need that nonsense in my life from someone way below me over a kickback.
100%.
I don't need that headache.
100%.
So I found a way where I can make good amounts of money doing what I do really good, and people need me more than I need them.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, fine, agents.
That's the point.
I mean, it's very nice, right? It's very nice. You look at all of these real estate shows, and it looks like everyone can just become an agent. There's a reason why we talked about this off camera. 10% of every company runs the company. The 90% are just traffic.
100%. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you have to deal in that market, how many agents do we have today? 18,000 registered. How many are unregistered, chilling around in DIFC at nighttime?
Double that amount. Double that.
No, quadruple that amount. You see what I'm saying? How many developers do we have? Like, look at the
little bit over 100
look at the
now.
really, really, really good competition, and look at the really, really bad competition. Look at what kind of soup it is. The stress levels are different. But to be very, very frank with you, I get this question asked not daily, but weekly. How come you're not an agent?
Yeah.
I do my own things, right? I'm not gonna say nothing. I do my own things. I'm not a real estate agent in Dubai, okay? I don't deal with leads. Like for example, today I got a lead that was for one of the videos for one of my for one of my clients, townhouse in JVC. I took a print screen, sent it to the manager of that company, and sent that lead directly. Like this is what I did.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to be able to talk bad
love
about me
that.
and say no. But come on, it's a very small place.
Yeah.
If someone finds out that I got a lead from a campaign that came from a client that I've posted as a on my Instagram, which is only to showcase the work. If that word comes out, I'm done.
100%.
That's why I tell people we run campaigns on your ads manager.
Yes.
Because I don't want to be a part of the group of marketing agencies here that run all of the clients'
We're
ads.
taking the leads and passing
that,
them on.
that runs on their own ads manager, and then they go to the poor guy that runs the company that know nothing about digital marketing and say, yeah, but we've used these pixels for this many years, and we have a warmed up data, and our Facebook page is really, really warmed up. We will be able to distribute. And of course he's gonna believe it because he has no, it's like me going and buying a car. I don't know nothing about a car.
Okay.
A car salesman can sell me a crashed car, right? Because I have no idea about cars. It's easy to fool me when I don't know nothing about it. That's why we keep on saying that ads manager, we run campaigns on your ads manager. Your data is your data.
Yeah.
You're burnt really quick in this city if you're not honest and
Yes,
transparent.
100%.
Because I'm not here to stay for 3 years and trying to get all the money and leave. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you know, so coming back to it, no, I'm not an agent here, and I don't want to be an agent here. I want to do what I'm doing. I'm perfecting what I'm pretty good at, and I'm staying on top of what I'm good at. And I come up with all of these creative ideas. It's stimulating for me daily, but
So how have you been scaling your company?
it's very hard to scale this company
Why?
because I'm the guy that's in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, they always say if you want to grow, you need to hire people that you can trust to run the show without you being there.
That's what they say. Depends who you ask.
So if I ask you that question,
I don't look at it that way.
why?
I'm very happy with what I've got going on.
You don't want to grow the company.
You can't grow a company like this in that way. How many people have you seen on camera that have my charisma, my aura, and my knowledge?
Not a lot.
In Dubai.
Very
In
few.
America, there's a couple.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So how am I gonna find someone that can duplicate what I do?
Not to duplicate, but
You have to. The whole service is the energy and the knowledge.
When it comes to marketing, you have how many nationalities do you have living in Dubai? So you need to find different people that have different characters that target a different audience, that have a different understanding of what the audience is. So if you're talking to Arabs, you need somebody that has a special type of character that they can relate to. It's not necessarily
But
the
that's
same.
my client. My client's gonna say, we want to attack the Arabic market, and I'll tell them, bring 2 Arabs, and I'll script it for them, and they say it in
Okay,
Arabic.
so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in front of the camera and on set, I have to be there. What they say, scale, do this, do that. Cool. It's all good in the business world, but depends. Depends. Some people might be happy with a portfolio of
Exactly.
5 units.
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
people might be miserable with having 100 units in their
Yeah.
portfolio. Depends on your mindset. I'm very happy
And
with
do
how
you
things are going.
Do you find a lot of competitors in your field right now?
No,
Right now?
no.
None.
The competitors are the agents that are trying to push and sell themselves,
Okay.
right? That's the agents. They're building their personal brand to break that barrier of
And
trust.
everybody's doing that now, by the way.
Everyone's doing it, of course.
You
But
think it's right?
huh?
Do you think it's the right way?
I think people need to be honest with themselves and understand if they're good as a content creator or not good as a content creator. And if you're not good as a content creator, team up or partner up or hire someone that's good at that.
100%.
Everyone can't be Al Pacino.
No.
Everyone can't be Will Smith. There's a reason why these actors are big boy actors.
But the future of content nowadays is UGC, user-generated content.
I know.
And that comes from people just being themselves rather than people feeling that, okay, we need to get somebody that can do this for us. Like, for example, let me tell you something. It's personal. It's my opinion. I don't hold any grudges, but nowadays, whenever you go to any launch of any new project, you always have these famous MCs and radio presenters and these people doing the announcements for all the projects. That's great. However, I would prefer if it's the founder or if it's the owner or if it's the managing director or if it's the director of sales, being there himself, talking to me, convincing me about this project rather than getting someone who's paid to convince me.
Yeah.
You get my point?
I understand.
So it makes a bit of a difference. And now when it comes to personal branding, and we do live in an era of personal branding, and user-generated content is the key.
Yeah. But
Everybody,
we're talking about different contents, me and you now.
Which
Personal
is?
branding is not just let's go through this 2-bedroom apartment
agents.
or I'm standing. I mean, personal branding, you have to cover all aspects of content,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So those agents, and there's tons of them, they do a really, really good job. I can name drop 10 agents that I love to watch.
Name 3.
Easily.
Name 3.
Name 3?
Not in order, so you're not doing anyone any favor, but like the top 3 that come to your mind right now.
I love the Moroccan girl, Dalila. She does great content.
Okay.
She's very charismatic. I've never met her in person. I think she does good content. There's a blonde British girl from northern parts of UK somewhere. I don't know her name, but she pops up every now and then. Very charismatic. I think she lives in Dubai with her son or daughter or something.
Okay.
Very charismatic and very, very knowledgeable. She convinces you on the phone.
Okay.
And I would say the third one, if I can pop up just like that, there's a gentleman in Providence called Ryan. He's a friend of mine.
Yes.
I have to
we've all
pop
been
him.
seeing his content
Listen,
lately.
listen. And I told him this a couple of months ago. The thing is, he's sharp, and he is the one that have started this type of content. Him, no one else. I don't care what you say out there.
Yeah.
I did it first. No, Ryan started this type of content. Like, I started my type of content.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That type. Okay. With the whole lingo.
Is it
and
fair to call
everything.
it a trend?
Which one?
The type of content.
Yeah, because it becomes a trend.
Yeah, exactly.
And Ryan has started this type of value content. The way he presents
The
value.
way he goes, basically,
The
the
way
weekly
he goes,
updates, that's what's happening. These are the
the way
statistics.
he dissects
Yeah.
statistics
Yeah.
and gives you a comp, easy enough for you to comprehend what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
He started it. I love what he's doing, and I told him this as well. Who else? Listen, me personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. The name personal brand is so wide when you say it's necessary and people, everyone should do it or everyone is doing it. And I say no, but everyone has to be honest with themselves, etc., etc., etc. That name of personal brand is so diluted now because there's 2 different types of real estate agents or real estate brokers or whatever you want to call it. The guys that are chasing virality, yeah, and the guys that are actually only chasing the segment of real estate.
Yes.
Okay. So then you have people saying, yeah, but virality means more exposure, meaning that more organic leads that's going to come that way. No, you're just trying to be famous.
Exactly.
You're just trying to be cool.
Your content's not
when
valuable,
you're
nobody's
talking
gonna buy
about
anything.
what car you drive, and here's 5 reasons why I hate my Lamborghini or whatever. What you're not chasing you see what I'm saying? You're trying to be Instagram cool.
Exactly.
You've seen a couple of guys, a couple of Iman Ghazis online or whatever, a couple of Andrew Tates, and you're trying to be cool like them.
Yeah.
You got to rented a car or bought a car without even owning your own property to look cool.
Exactly.
So define to me personal branding. Personal branding in the type of virality or personal branding to expose how much you know about your field so you can be the go-to guy.
To provide value.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's that whole name, I don't know. It's just diluted.
Okay, I completely agree
So
with
we
you.
have
by
a
the way.
couple of real estate
I agree
agents
with
in
you
this
there.
town that got a lot of followers, but
Are they
then
actually selling?
they're talking about license plate numbers and golden visas, golden visas. I'm not thinking about anyone specific. I'm just rambling on topics that they think will go viral. They talk about it, and then they say, look, I generated 1 million views. Yeah, but okay, 1 post is about real estate. 4 posts is about Jake Paul should have knocked out Mike Tyson. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, what do you mean by personal branding?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's a couple of guys, like for example, the director of, he started to post recently, value. You learn something if you want to learn about real estate.
Exactly.
Right? Mr. Husni, the gentleman by the name of Husni, the guy from, the founder, I believe he's the founder of DMB or Evolutions.
Okay.
He started to do these, market areas, square foot price, educate people in a very smooth, easy, transitioned, the way he presents it, that anyone can understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
That to me, and I don't even think he's got 20,000 followers, 10,000 followers. To me, for me, him, or that type of value, if you're into cars, you want personal brand like cars, real estate, whatever it is, to me, that's a person that I would look at as a specialist. Not the guy that got 600,000 followers,
100%.
but then he's got 2 videos on a plot and a video in a unit, and then 3 about golden visa and number plates and things that has nothing to do with real estate. Yeah. So again, personal brand, what is an actual person brand today? On a joke thing or professional
Not towards virality, but rather towards providing actual valuable content to educate the people.
Thank you.
Now, this is a problem I'm personally facing as of now. I'm not telling you 5 years from now. I'm facing it right now. I don't know about you. But due to the importance of user-generated content and how important it is for founders, for small startups, or even for big companies to stand behind the camera and talk to the people, to connect, to have that emotional bond between the brand and the user, I feel that marketing agencies or advertising agencies, there's going to be less demand on their services. There might be a high demand for content ideas or how to come up with like a content plan of what kind of topics we can cover. That's definitely going to be there. But in terms of other services, into shooting, into editing, all that is kind of dying. Is that affecting you in any way?
No. Why? See, okay. You know why it's kind of died from your perception? Because how many of them are high quality?
But you don't need high quality nowadays. You don't even need a proper camera. Now you just need an iPhone.
Yeah, but we're talking about deeper things than that. We're talking about content. We're talking about coming up with ideas.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, a real estate agent is a real estate agent. A real estate agency owner, he's an owner or she's an owner.
I'm sorry, but these guys copy each other. Okay, Damak or Imar? Imar or Shoba? Come on.
So
I've had enough of this.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So there you go. Right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to tell you, you say, you can shoot of course, I understand that. But remember, the agent and the agency owner's responsibility is not to come up with creative stuff to project or to, give out a message. They have 100 other things to do. Yeah. The agent got clients and leads and listings and relationship managers and landlords and tenants.
Yeah.
They need someone to understand their field, understand what the buyer seller wants, needs, understand the market, understand trends of the market, know real estate, and then come with valid ideas for them to shoot and help them along that way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
100%.
So I don't agree with you 100% there. Another problem we have in Dubai is, like I said, skill set. Skill set. Okay? We are the #1 innovative place on the face of this earth in terms of infrastructure, right? Buildings, everything, right? But the skill set in certain fields in this place are very, very low. And that is directly correlated to the salaries. I know several guys that are videographers full-time. They get $5,000 a month.
Max.
So my question to you is, what do you expect a guy or a girl or a team of 5 people that are earning $5K each a month? What is your expectations of them? Are they gonna drive your brand up, or are they gonna drive your brand straight forward or down? Like my mom says there's a saying in Iranian, like people trying to create yogurt with water. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's an Arabic or Iranian saying.
Yeah.
And now that always stuck to my head. You're trying to create yogurt with water. You're trying to pay the minimal and expect the best. You see what I'm saying? Okay? So we have to understand, like, if you pay people and educate them, and they will provide you good service.
Exactly.
Simple.
Exactly.
I don't budge on my prices.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't budge on my prices. I don't.
So these are the rates, take it or leave it.
They're on the website.
Okay.
Like, all my rates are on the website.
Oh, come on. I know this industry. Can we get a discount? Okay, we're going to take a bulk deal. Can you give us a discount?
No.
Everybody's trying to go for that.
Of course, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't give discounts. Like, my Stripe is connected to the landing page.
Okay.
Simple. You have to press add to cart.
So
I don't
call
do
me.
discounts.
I'm not closing any deals.
No.
Book
Listen, this is the thing. Unfortunately, we live in a place where value is not looked upon that much. It's more about how much does it cost.
Exactly.
Let's keep it all the way real.
Exactly.
We live in a place where you don't care who does something for you as long as you pay as little as possible for it.
Yes.
That's why the first thing people usually ask you is, what's the damage? Like I say, what is the cost? They don't even want to know what they're getting, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I don't want to deal with those type of people. You want some average content? My friend, go find another marketing agency or find yourself a videographer, let them try it and come back to me after 6 months. When you've seen a couple of more videos and see, okay, there's levels to this. You get what you pay for. And to be honest, the type of work we do, we're still underpriced.
Okay.
Script everything, direct everything, edit everything, do everything for you. You're paying us to come and do the job for you.
Everything.
Everything. And you don't need to prepare a script.
Wait, so do you do it like in terms of packages or videos?
It's a package.
It's a package. So
monthly
a package would have how many videos, for example?
It usually comes up, I can't say that. It's 12 video sessions per month, three fixed times per week, three times 2 hours. So let's say you have Mondays with me 9 to 11, Thursdays with me 12:30 to 2:30.
You shoot twice a week for a full month?
3. We shoot
3 times a week.
3 sessions per week, 2 hours per time. It comes up to 24 hours of effective shooting per month.
That's still, you still got the editing after that and the revisions, of course.
I'm under, the price is still fairly low.
Below 10?
So
below $10,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Okay.
Wow.
We do everything, and you've seen the quality of video. So when people, you know, and this is the fun part, I don't do face-to-face meetings. What is there to talk about? We need to sit down and talk. But what do you know about content?
Do you need the service, yes or no?
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, but I need to, what do you need? Like, you have 2 Instagram accounts, one generate.growth and one growth by Bardia. The proof is there. This is what I'm going to do for you. That's the price. What do you want a meeting for? So we can discuss the price.
Yeah, maybe
that's how it works.
Maybe they want to brief you,
No,
like give you an idea.
brief me. I've been in this game longer than the guy that's trying to brief me.
No, towards like what products they want to sell or what services they want to
Send me the
on.
renders and send me the PDFs. I know exactly what I need to do to sell that product. It's an off-plan or it's a villa, and I can tell immediately. All I need to know is it quartz, is it marble countertop, or is it quartz? Like, just give me the unique selling points of certain brands, etc., whatever it's been upgraded with, and I highlight it in the video.
Do you have any clients that you reject?
I've rejected everyone that wants a meeting, and they don't want to deal with me unless we have a meeting. Yeah, I'm sturdy on that. Because we live in a place where people like to talk and have meetings, but nothing happens.
Wasting your time.
Let's keep it real.
Exactly.
Let's just be honest with each other.
Exactly.
That's not being arrogant. That's knowing exactly what kind of value I bring to the table. And you can ask any of the clients that I have, never ever have I lied about timings. Never ever have I said, we'll deliver everything within the next 3 days, and it took them an extra 5 days. They've never needed to chase me. We always have groups. If I don't answer within 2 hours, it's because I'm on a shoot. I'll answer immediately after that shoot. I provide top-notch service, European style. I'm from Sweden. We don't do that whole thing. Yeah, we'll sort it out, and then we disappear for 2 weeks, and now you have to chase me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you get when you hire someone for $5 grand.
100%.
Videographer.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So that's about it. That was, I think I answered your question.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps it up. Now I have 3 last things to ask you, and that's solo. That's you to the camera. Okay, so point number 1 is
All right.
you mentioned that in every stage of your life, there are different priorities or there's a different mindset. I need to know the one of your 20s, the one of your 30s, and the one of your 40s.
In the 20s, I thought that materialistic things and money was going to bring me happiness. In my 30s, I was very confused about that and what I was trying to find. And in my 40s, I've found my true happiness in life. I've learned everything about myself, my weaknesses. And I think in my 40s, I've learned about the biggest problem that I see a lot of people have in Dubai, because they don't mature enough to face that with themselves. If you do not drop your pride, as soon as someone criticizes you, you will lose for the rest of your life, because you will never have insight on what you're doing wrong. If 20 people say the same thing about you on one thing, only one thing, you could be an amazing guy. But if 20 people say you're boring, then maybe you are a little bit boring about a joke. If you never want to go to a stand-up comedy show with them to laugh, and I'm just giving you an example,
I get it,
right?
yeah.
And they say, you're boring, how come you never want to go to a stand-up comedy? Maybe instead of being prideful and say, no, I'm not boring, maybe you should maybe give it an extra thought that that's an area of your life that you can maybe improve. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think for men, truthfully, I think men find themselves in their own shell on who they actually are and what they're trying to achieve in life based on all the pressures that we have from the society. Between 35 and 45, I think that's when men find their
That's a fact.
utmost peace.
We have it in our religion. It actually says that. That's a fact.
Is
yeah.
it?
Yes.
In the
Islam,
religion?
In Islam, it says.
It says what?
Men who reach 40s, only then they become fully aware and understandable of what life is, and they become responsible for
it
their
says
doings.
that in the Quran?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it also mentions that in another religion. I'm not going to say which.
That's
but
crazy.
Another religion says God will only start, let's say, grading you based on your doings only after your 40s, because only then you're wise enough to make decisions. And
so it's aligned with what I said.
And there's a third religion that actually says you can only start worshiping God once you reach 40, not before. 3 different religions.
And you know what?
This.
It makes sense with what I just said, right?
Yes.
Because in your 20s, you have zero value as a guy.
100%.
Right?
100%.
You're lost. So you're chasing whatever superstar that you're looking up to. Money, cars, get the girls, all of that. In your 30s, now you're baffled because life is not what you thought it was 10 years ago. I think all guys in their 30s, even though they have families and kids and way more goal-oriented based on the fact that they want to cater to their children and family, I think guys in their 30s are probably the most lost, but they're wise enough not to let that be their downfall.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I was super lost in my 30s.
You're allowed to. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
Allow me to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go to the
Last
advice.
question.
I need a real one, please. I need a real advice to young people coming to Dubai. Young people in their 20s. Doesn't matter where they come from.
Be careful for temptations. That's it. Be careful for temptations. If there's a new place opening on Tuesday and it's a free brunch, don't go. If there's a new place opening up on a Wednesday and it's a brunch or a couple of drinks, don't go, period. Especially women. They get offers like that for free all the time. Don't go. You will get caught up in the mix. You will forget who you are. And everything that you came to Dubai to do, which is outperform yourself and look for the word possibilities, now you're a possibility for the market, and the market is no more possibility for you. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that.
I love that.
I see so many. Listen, bro, I just bought my beautiful, beautiful apartment. It's large. I got beautiful views. What I'm trying to say is, people ask me on the weekends, I can come up with a couple of names. They always want to do things, right? Go kite beach, whatever it is. I keep on denying them because I like to stay home, focus, everything that we discussed. What is my weakest point? How can I find a solution for this? And how can I improve on the good sides? And I stay home. None of these openings, everyone was talking about this new place opening in J1. I'm not even interested.
I don't know about that.
I'm not even interested.
Exactly.
It's another place, another drumming guy, another flute guy, another techno place, another place with Asian fusion type of food.
What's the point?
Same people. I mean, everyone...
What's the
take
point?
a couple of selfies, which I call a lonely. So anyone that's young coming to Dubai, if you have that kind of fan base or whatever the case is, even the guys that are 40 years old, like, stay grounded. What are you here for?
I feel bad seeing...
And where do you come from?
I feel bad seeing people from my generation and my age still stuck into that loophole.
Man, listen,
honestly.
My birthday was just now. My boy Daniel is here from Sweden. Okay, I've known this guy since 1997.
Oh, wow.
I never go out. We went for dinner last Saturday. We went out this Saturday. Where did we go? Surf club at night, and daytime we went to Ava.
Okay.
Never been to these places. Never even been to these places.
It's a nice experience.
And
you
I
go there,
feel
you
like,
have a good time.
and I
All right.
feel like, okay, birthday celebration is over, done. I'll see you in like 4 months. Next place.
By the way, let me say this. It's not even the rich people that go there. It's the broke-ass people that go there.
Yeah?
People who are going there, sitting on someone's table, enjoying their free drinks because they can't afford it. People who are going just to be there, sipping on one
Surf
drink
club?
all night. Yes,
Surf?
sir.
Oh, okay,
I've seen all of
But
that.
the vibe was good. I like the vibe.
The vibe is nice.
Yeah.
The music is nice, but
Yeah.
the crowd, again, it's the usual crowd.
Yeah.
It's
Shout out to my
incredible.
friends that invited me over. It was nice. A couple of guys from Provident. Shout out to them, man. We had a lovely time.
Oh, nice. Have you worked in Provident before?
Never.
No, but you've worked with the guys there.
Yeah, I still do shoot their videos, some of their videos.
One of the best in the market, would you say?
Man, you know what's so beautiful about Provident is that we just did a video, me and Mr. Shorba Heartland. His name is Mr. Shorba Heartland on Instagram, Jad, right? And I've taken notice to Provident. So beautiful about them is that the amount of support the guys within the organization give each other, I've never seen that in another culture, culture landscape in terms of agencies.
Yeah.
When I posted that as a collab with him, right? The amount of comments that came from people that are directly or indirectly linked to the Provident
In the
family
company.
was incredible. I have no idea how many. So I work with them. Like I said, Loai is has turned into a friend also. You know, I ask him for advice on like properties, and he's more experienced than me in buying and selling properties, and I asked him some advice, and you know, I've become quite close to a couple of the guys over there through the last year, and it's their culture. They're really, really very nice culture. The people that stay there, stay.
Oh, yeah.
They become a family.
What I know is that they're a school with like very strong foundation
Yeah.
of what
Yeah.
this business is about.
Yeah.
Everyone is
Yeah.
backing everyone up
Yeah.
the whole time, supporting each other,
Definitely.
not competing, not trash talking, not
Definitely.
downgrading.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a very nice organization to see, and I love going to their office and just saying hi. It's happened quite a lot recently because I happen to be in Prestige One a lot for another client to shoot, so I always run to Providence office to say hi. But yeah, it's a good team. But no, I've never worked for them or
Yeah.
with them as an agent or broker.
Yeah.
No, it's never happened. No.
All right. Perfect. Bardia, thank you so much for being on board.
Thank you so
It
much for
was
having me.
a pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much
Thank you for having
thank
me,
you.
man.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Appreciate it.